Hi, everybody. We are in the Kimmel Student Center overlooking Washington Square Park to my right. In back of me is the Bobst Library, and then beyond that is NYU's campus. Actually, if you look around for the entire, across the treetops of the entire Washington Square Park, as I said, every building is an NYU building. This is one of the coolest places to be in the village, especially this time of evening. Students are just like talking about their classes and making their social plans for the evening in New York City. And on a Friday night, that's a big deal. International graduate students are one of the most critical pieces of our program. Why? Because HR has been, is, and always will be a global function. And in order to understand a global function, you need to understand international competencies. And so having international students is critical, having international professors is critical, and we're fortunate at NYU to have both.
Hi, I'm Malika Pro, and I also graduated in May of this year. And I joined NYU primarily just to give myself credibility and prove myself in the United States. I moved here from India, and NYU has been a great launching pad for me. Currently, I'm working in a consulting firm as an analyst, and the great financial background that NYU has given me, and stress on numbers, is actually helping me right now with a lot of analysis that I do. If not for NYU, I don't think I would have succeeded in this job. So, well, I hope you all enjoy it too.
Feeling more confident that after graduation, I will be able to tackle the assignment or the workload either in the HR consulting or as a HR generalist or in the organizational development and effectiveness department.
Hi, my name is Jackie DeStico. I'm here in the NYU Library and want to talk to you a little bit about the HR Management and Development Program at NYU's School of Continuing and Professional Studies. My few favorite components of the HRMD program are one, the completely innovative curriculum, which blends 50% HR courses with 50% business courses. Two, the opportunity to learn from real-world HR professionals is completely unique, and I'm learning, real-world HR versus HR from a textbook, and they can cite real examples and really just share insight from years and years of working in the field. So the expertise there is phenomenal. And then thirdly, just being exposed to so many different HR folks as peers in my class, whether it's through an actual hands-on project that we're doing together, or study group, or the Society of Human Resource Management student chapter here at NYU.
If any one of you had a pain in your side and you went to see a physician, and the physician said to you, I think we have a problem, I think you have acute appendicitis, and I think that we need to have an operation right away, most of us, including me, would be very invested in having that operation because you don't want to die. If, as you are being wheeled into the operating room, the physician says to you, in service of informed consent, I must tell you that I have done extensive research on this operation. I have authored textbooks on this operation. I have consulted to some of the finest surgeons in the world on this operation. However, I've never done this operation myself. How invested would you be in having that first-time operation done by somebody who has never practiced the operation that you're being operated on? The reason why I ask that question is, then if you feel the same way I do, which is there's no way that you're going to cut me up, no way you're going to operate on me, then do not let any human resources professor who has never had the job as head of human resources give you any insight into how to run the function, because let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, they're without clue.
But for me, it was about networking. It was about learning about different aspects of HR other than areas that I work in my organization. I don't do any recruiting currently in my role, so it was interesting for me to share stories and hear about what other people did in their roles, sharing employee relations issues, all those things that as HR professionals we can't always talk to a lot of people about. It was really helpful for me to have a network of people who were going through the same things I was every day at work.
What you're thinking is, what kind of job can I get with the skills that I can get from your university and your program? So let me go over an overview of the job market in general and drill down on some of the jobs specifically. One of the things that you may or may not be aware of is that human resources, in a survey done by Money Magazine and Salary.com, came up as one of the top 5 careers in the U.S. And I would grow that to one of the top 5 careers globally, because human resources is a global profession. So what kinds of jobs are in human resources? Well, let's start at the beginning. If you take each of the specialty areas, there are jobs in as specialist or manager in recruiting, specialist or manager in staffing, specialist or manager in training, specialist or manager in employee relations, specialist and manager in benefits, specialist and or manager in compensation, and then human resources generalist or human resources general manager in human resources. Those are the first 2 tiers. Then you get into human resources director, which is the next tier up, and usually there's a human resources director in every business division in a company, and then you get into VP of Human Resources, MD of Human Resources, or SVP of Human Resources. They're called different things in different companies. At the top of the house, you have the potential to make in excess of $1 million. I'm not pulling your leg because you can check it out. If you go on Workforce Magazine and Human Resources Executive, every year they come up with the top 50 wage earners in HR. And this year, 48 of the top 50 wage earners in HR have made well in excess of $1 million.
So I got accepted to NYU, and I was so excited because I've always thought of NYU as like a prestigious university.
myself is that after 30 years, I'm still very passionate. And the reason for that is because I feel that I'm still hungry after 30 years, hungry enough to want it all, and foolish enough to think that I have the skills to make it happen. And that's what